Right, 12,000. That's pretty damn perfect, guys. Guys, we're going to the moon. Right, we can now click on this line and warp to next. Oh, well, no, not warp to next maneuver. What we're actually going to do is get rid of this maneuver. So click on it and then click on the red X. Right, that's got rid of that. Sorry about that. And then we're going to warp up to just before the moon encounter, which is it's kind of difficult to see, but there's a kind of a little blue icon here, and that's where the moon encounter starts. I'm going to warp to just before the moon encounter, and it does this very quickly. 1,000 times warp, and you can see the moon is coming in here. We're coming up here, and the moon is starting to catch us up. And I'm going to switch to this view. Now, we've got the sun over there. If you want to find out like where the moon is, right, so you know where to look, right, if you find the sun, right, so if the sun's over there, the moon's coming up behind us. So we switch back to this view. There's the sun. So the moon should be. That's not the moon. There's the moon. Oh yeah. Now we can just manually speed this up and watch the moon come towards us. We're at 100 times warp. Just drop to 50. Oh, you got to admit, it's pretty impressive, isn't it, guys? Right, let's go back to the map view. Now, our moon encounter has started, and when our moon encounter starts, you'll get this blue line, which goes from the start of the encounter, and it'll swing out to us escaping from the moon. Right? Now you'll see that this is going to kick our orbit quite dramatically, but don't worry about that on this occasion. It's not going to affect us. Right, how far away from the moon are we? Altitude of 1.3 million meters. Right, now I'm going to actually check, because there are two zones around each planet. There's like a high space and then a near space. So I'm actually going to check our one of our labs. Oh, let's slow this down. Good. I'm going to check this out. That's a liquid fuel tank. Let's actually try a lab. There we go. Sorry, I'm getting too excited because this is just so cool. Here we are. We are in space high over the moon. So we're in high space. So we can now start doing our first set of scientific experiments. Look at this. 50 science for doing this. Keep that data. And we'll do our first set of temperature. 16 science. Pressure, 24 science. Observe the mystery goo. There's another 20 science. And as well as doing those scientific experiments, we can do a crew report, which is another 10 science. And then we can get Jeb to do an EVA. Okay, now it's going to be kind of difficult to see him because he's on the opposite side from the sun, but we can do his EVA report, which he gets 16 science for. Then click on the crew capsule, extract the data, then store those two experiments. Okay, he can reboard, and now we're ready to do another crew report and another EVA when we're in near space. Okay, so it's now telling us our altitude above the moon. So we're now going to speed things up a little bit. But the flyby of the moon happens very, very quickly. So as you move in, you want to start to drop your warping, because it'll happen before you can blink an eye. You'll suddenly fly by, because you really speed up as you get pulled into the gravitational field. Now remember, we want to be at below 50,000 meters to do our next set of science experiment. Right, we're really speeding up, so I'm going to slow this down a touch. Here we go. 80,000. You can see how fast this is going. 70, 60, 50. Right. We'll slow it down. And now we can do our second set of experiments. Now, which one did I open? I opened this one. Okay, so we'll open up this materials bay. 75 science, guys. How about that? This really racks up the science points. Log the temperature, 24. Pressure, 36 science. And the mystery goo, 30 science for that. Staggering stuff. Now we'll do a crew report. It's another 15 science. Now we can EVA again and click on the pod. Oh, well, actually we should click on GEB first. We'll do an EVA report, save that data. Then we'll do the same again. We'll take the data. Now we've got 4 experiments. Store them back in the pod. Reboard. Now you could EVA and go and get the data from all of these, and then we could have just returned with this pod rather than taking back all the science experiments. But like, what the hell? I'm going to take the whole thing back because it's kind of cool, I think. Right. Now, guys, it's all about getting back to planet Earth. This is how much fuel we've got. So it's a question of can we do a burn with this amount of fuel that will actually get us back to planet Earth. And I'm sorry, guys, but I can't get enough of this. We're still getting lower. I'm going to speed this up a tiny bit. I'm going to take us down to our lowest point, which is, I think, around 14,000. No, lower, 13, 12. Woohoo! You don't want to go much below 10 because there are actually some mountains on this moon. Yeah, we're climbing up again now. So that was about 10,000 was our lowest point. We're going around the dark side of the moon, so it's very difficult to see anything, which is such a shame because these things really are just staggeringly awesome. Some big craters on here as well. Okay, enough sightseeing. It's time to get back. So we've come round the moon and we're going out on this orbit. And you may look at that and go, oh my God, we're going to fly off into space. But what's actually going to happen is, at this point, we will escape the moon's gravity. And at that point, we'll have an orbit back to Kerbin, because we're still within Kerbin's gravitational influence. So what we're going to do is we're going to run this. I'm going to click out here and I'm going to warp to that point. Almost to the point where we escape the moon. Then I'm just going to speed this up a little bit so that we get past that point where we escape the moon's influence, and you'll see that as we pass that point, the orbits will change. There we go. So there's our new orbit that's just kicked in. So let's pause that. Okay, what we now want to do, there's our apoapsis orbiting around Kerbin. Here's our periapsis. We want to bring our periapsis back in so that we're coming into the atmosphere of Kerbin to slow us down. And we want to come in at about 25,000 meters. Between 20 and 25 is a good one. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to set this like here, and I'm going to add a maneuver, and we're going to retrograde, and we're just going to bring this in nice and slow. Right, what's our periapsis? That's 600,000. Let's bring that in a bit more. 370. Because we're using like fairly big numbers, you've got to be fairly delicate with this. 59, right, we want a little bit more. Like I said, around between 20 and 25 is good. Ah, see, that's a little bit too much. 41. Very precise. 31, a bit more. 27. 27 would probably do, but I'm going to, like, I want a fraction more. 22. Yeah, that'll do very, very nicely if we can get there. Okay, so this is going to be a retro burn. So we're going to put SAS back on, and instead of clicking on prograde, I'm going to click on retrograde, and Jib will automatically line us up with our retrograde icon. So now all we have to worry about is the burn. Now our burn is in 19 minutes. It's only a 4-second burn, a very short burn. So I'm going to click anywhere on the orange orbit and say warp to the next maneuver. Now, because this burn is pretty precise and it's very short, what I'm going to do, probably like a 3-second burn, and then I'm going to use the shift and control keys to fine tune it. So we have 45 seconds. Let's speed this up a touch. Get down to about 10 seconds. Right, so at T-2, we'll do a 3-second burn. 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, right. Let's see what that did. Okay. Oh, we've got we've got another moon encounter. Alrighty. Okay, well, that's interesting. Let's have a touch more burn. Okay, I'm expecting our apoapsis to be, sorry, our periapsis to be coming in, and let's have another. There we go. That's more like it. And when it gets closer, this is a lot more than a 4-second burn. It's readjusted, but when it gets fairly close, like that's close enough. Right, we're going to use the shift and control keys to just bring this in very, very gently. So we're at 772 periapsis. Little bit of power, and you can see that start to just gently come in. We can speed this up a little bit more thrust. But we're going for a pretty small window, so you want to do this very gently. There is no hurry to do this at all. You can just play around till you bring this down. Okay, here we go. Just little bursts. I want this between 20 and 25. There we go. That is absolutely bang on for a nice, pretty gentle re-entry, I think. So we can now say goodbye to the outer solar system, and let's warp back in round here. So, oh, go away. Let's get rid of this maneuver. Now I can click on this blue line over here and warp all the way into there, and this is going to be very quick. Should we see our approach back to Kerbin? There we are. Tumbling through space. Now at this point we can actually get rid of this section of the craft, because we're just going to be relying on the heat shield. So we'll have another quick check on our periapsis to make sure that we're going to be touching the atmosphere. Yeah, 23,000, absolutely perfect. Cool. Right, we want to switch to prograde, so flip it around. Okay, we're on our penultimate stage. Just let it settle down, then we'll jettison that stage, and then we'll flip it back to retrograde to position our heat shield towards the atmosphere. You can see we're at an altitude of 330,000 meters. Right, let's speed this up. Slow it down again. Okay, we'll speed it up a little bit. Okay, a bit more than that. So we want to bring this down to when we start hitting the atmosphere, which is going to be at around about now. Yeah, here we go. And we're coming in. Yeah, this isn't too bad. A little bit hot. We're getting temperature warnings. Job of pointing the heat shield down. Come on, Jeb. Should be doing better than this. Oh, by the way, there is a bit of a bug. If you get these temperature things, if you press F10 and disable them, it's actually a good idea, because apparently there is a memory leak that gets triggered by those. Right, we can now trigger our parachutes. There we go. Did we lose anything? Don't think so. Everything looks intact. And we're coming down in the sea for a very gentle landing. God, my God, we're in the middle of absolutely nowhere. Let's slow this down for a second, because I want to look. Wow. Yeah, we are like right in the middle of the ocean. That's going to be a good recovery. Okay, let's go back and see this lovely gentle touchdown in these beautiful Pacific type oceans. Here we go, the last few meters. I'll speed up a little bit, and the last few meters. God, I love this. You glad to be home, Jeb? I bet he is. There we go. And there's our capsule, back, safe and sound, with all of our instruments intact. So we can now recover the vessel. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to check that we don't get any science from here. If oh yeah, look, I can do a crew report from here. Excellent. We'll take that. I'm not going to bother EVAing because the hatch is underneath, so we're not going to bother with that. Right, let's sorry, I'm waffling. Let's recover the vessel. And just take a look at this. 354 science earned. Oh hell yes. Our cash is back up over 200,000. Our reputation is looking awesome. We've got 532 science to spend, guys. It's staggering. Right. Our parts. Yeah, we recovered some from the parts. Not a great deal. Our crew. 2 experience gained. Awesome sauce. And let's done that. Let's check on the contract. As you can see, we completed it. We got the 100,000. We got 8 science, 17 reputation. Let's discard that. Well, there you go, guys. That was a trip to the moon, and I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did. Oh, leave me a comment. Tell me what you thought. Give me any tips. What did I do wrong? What could I have done better? And tell me, what would you like me to do for the next mission? Because I'm open to suggestions. I think what I probably may do is do some of the flying missions. Maybe take some passengers out for a little journey. That might be kind of fun. Do some visual observations on the planet. But I'm ready for another space mission. So drop me a comment. I'll see you soon. Peace out.